How's it going, guys? I want to take you back to walking down the hall at your favorite movie theater, passing by all the movie posters and getting excited to go see new films, and knowing that you're going to go spend a couple hours in another world watching a film, and what that feeling was like. It's an incredible feeling that I think is lost on a lot of people today. And for us horror fans, when the day turns into night, it's time to take a look at our favorite horror films. And that's exactly what everyone is doing when they come visit Shock A Rama. Shock A Rama started in 2015 with the showing of Battle Royale. And what Shock A Rama is a meeting of horror fans that want to watch horror together. They watch all kinds of horror films, from indie to foreign to big pictures, big hits that everyone would know. And I think it's really great that they're bringing horror to a community that really loves it and that can get together and be themselves together, and, you know, exposing the younger generation to horror, I think, is great, because horror has done so much for so many people. I think it's great that more people are going to get to experience that, and it truly is a different experience getting to see horror in theater as opposed to at home. Not saying anything's wrong with watching films at home, everyone enjoys that sometimes, but something just feels different when you're sitting in a room full of people that are getting just as horrified or entertained even as you. Because I can tell you, watching horror films with this group of people, I didn't feel weird laughing at things that I would have otherwise felt weird laughing at if I was around, well, I guess I'll just say it, normal people. Walking into Shock A Rama was shocking to me. You walk in and you see this beautiful booth set up with all kinds of horror art and things like that, and it just gives you a real sense of community. This was my first time here, and I'll tell you, I felt right at home right away. It was a wonderful experience from the time you walk in until the time you walk out. But that's enough for me. Why don't we hear it from Mike?
Quit your time. Oh, that's, yeah, alright.
Ow!
First off, thank you all for coming. As always, I appreciate it. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing as many movies as possible. And hey, maybe Shockathon will be 3 days next year.
Ow, ow!
Don't forget, come back tomorrow. All 3 of tomorrow's movies will be in laser projected 4K. They're brand new restorations. Fog, Possession, The Evil Dead at Midnight, Sam Raimi's original classic. Usually I would tell you the upcoming Shock-A-Ramas, but little treat, if you stick around after Demons, before the intermission, there's going to be the next 3 Shock-A-Ramas will be announced on screen. The special little trailer reel thing that probably will not be a great quality because I've been under a big deadline, but here we are. Anyways, come back to the theater, support the theater. Brand new movies are $6, 4K laser projection. If you support the theater, I can keep doing this, you know, it's a whole thing, blah, blah, blah. Rocky Horror Picture Show, live shadow cast, August 12th. Otherwise, let's start the movie. Thank you guys for coming. And buy merch!
Alright, so Shock A Rama is this cool meeting for kind of horror fans, I guess, right? Yeah. So, what was the first film that horror film that you've ever watched?
The earliest I can remember was Night of the Living Dead on PBS.
Okay.
I would say I was young. I was probably too young, but it stuck with me.
Okay. And what do you think? I mean, that's really, really early, obviously, to watch something like Night of the Living Dead, but do you think that that's where your horror fandom started?
Probably. And when I was young, my mom always took me to like comic conventions, sci-fi conventions, and I just sort of like soaked up pieces of this and that. But I always ended up gravitating more towards horror.
Okay. What do you think is unique about watching films in a theater?
Camaraderie. It's the experience you have with like a crowd. You laugh together. You get the chills together. You scream together. It's just something you can't really capture at home like by yourself. I mean, at the same time, I mean, it's great to relax at home, watch a movie. Sometimes you want the theater experience to get like the full package.
Right. What led you to start Shock A Rama?
Wanting to see my favorite films on in the movie theater, pretty much.
Okay. How do you pick the films to watch here at Shock A Rama?
Usually I try to find a balance of, well, first off, obviously I go for stuff I enjoy, but also I try to cover all the bases, like the earlier stuff, like we just recently did Invisible Man, that was the 90th anniversary. Newer stuff. The first movie we ever did was Battle Royale, which was from 2000. So it's such a mix. I try to mix in foreign, classic, monster movies. I have Godzilla films.
We saw House last night. That was great.
Yeah, pretty much just try to cover all bases and give people a little bit of everything.
Something for everyone. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like, you have such a diverse crowd. I was talking to my friends when I got back home last night, and I was like, oh, that was so cool. There was like younger kids there seeing it, 15, 16, and they're like, that's not really young kids. I'm like, shut up, guys. But I think that's awesome that you're showing the horror to the young community, and then us older horror fans get a chance to enjoy it together.
It's neat. It's just like it's always been a very positive crowd. As long as people keep coming back, I'll keep showing movies.
Right. What was the first film you showed at Shock A Rama?
Technically, the first movie I did was Battle Royale, so it was before it became Shock A Rama. It went through a couple of name changes. Technically, the first Shock A Rama was Alien.
Alien? Okay. Did you expect Shock A Rama to become so popular when you started?
No, not at all. It was one crowd-funded screening of Battle Royale, and from there, it's coming back.
Okay.
Been doing it since 2015. And hope to keep doing it more as long as people keep showing up.
Absolutely. Now, my last question is, if someone wanted to start a horror club in their own area, what would be your advice to them?
I would find a smaller theater, independent, possibly family-owned, someone who'd be more open to working with someone who has, like, you know, a certain vision or something like they want to do, like show horror movies or show their favorite films. Pretty much, if you find the place to show it and someone who's open to working, like, this is a great theater. I can't make movies look like worth enough for letting you do this. It's pretty much you have to find the right theater, and then from there just grow it with a crowd. And not to give up. Like, there's going to be screenings with 10 people, there's going to be screenings with 250 people. It's just, you just got to keep at it and not give up.
So Mike here, who runs the event, really does a great job, and you can tell he cares about this community and he's passionate about horror. And it's amazing having someone that got together a whole community of people that can just sit and enjoy horror together. And I'll tell you, I was sitting alone in the back row by myself, and there was a couple people that was there by themselves that I would say, from my personal experience, that if you do want to go by yourself, it's comfortable. You can have a good time, and I think that's nice because you don't always have people that want to go see films like Possession and The Evil Dead at midnight. So it's nice that you can go feel comfortable no matter what. All right, we have heard from Mike, and let's hear a bit from the rest of the community that is here watching horror films together at Shock A Rama. What keeps you coming back to Shock A Rama?
Well, actually, my buddy and I are the ones who are putting on the event, so...
Oh, well, okay then.
I'm obligated.
Okay.
I know, but it's just it's basically an excuse to see movies we love with like-minded weirdos.
Okay.
Nobody else in the county is doing it. So.
Right. What inspired you to start the event?
You know, it's Mike's baby, right? So it was like his brainchild. He had gone and seen kind of a pop-up movie event somewhere, and we were just like, man, we could do this.
Right.
And we basically contacted the theater. It was through a little like third-party thing. I actually forgot what it's called. It's been like 8 years. Okay. But yeah, we got like 75 tickets sold for our first movie, which is Battle Royale. And the theater came to us and was like, hey, you know, this was awesome. Do you want to keep doing it? And we said yes. And then it just snowballed. We had no idea what we were doing. We still don't. Yeah.
Well, hey, it's pretty incredible what you guys are putting on here, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm so happy I finally decided to come out to one. It's an amazing event you guys have. And last question, what's your favorite horror film?
Oof.
I know, that's the hard one.
It is. I do have a favorite though, and not saying it's the best, but my personal favorite is The Thing.
Okay.
Hands down.
All right, perfect.
Rewatchable.
All right, guys, what keeps you coming back to Shock A Rama?
It's fun.
Fun?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good enough reason, right?
Just a chance to see like movies I've always had fun with.
Okay.
Usually like pirate sites because they're old or something, but on an actual screen, as like people when they first watched it when it premiered, it's pretty cool.
Okay. What's your guys' favorite scary movie? Gotta ask.
Of all time, it's Martyrs.
Okay.
It's like a French stream film.
I respect that.
For me, probably. You're a little scaredy cat. I'm not a scaredy cat. Probably Carrie.
Okay, that's a good one.
Not the new one. I love it. I think maybe just because I've watched it more recently and it's like fresh in my mind is Possession. It's like,
Okay.
Yes, I love like you didn't say House of Wax. That's true. Oh yeah.
House of Wax is
as
great.
well.
The original or the newer one?
The newer one. Even though
Okay, it's good. Listen, they're both good.
I love the newer one. There was
Okay. Well, what keeps you guys coming to Shock A Rama?
I like seeing the movies I saw as a kid on the big screen.
Okay, and what's your favorite horror film?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Go Pooper's the man.
Yeah.
Okay, what keeps you coming back to Shock A Rama?
Being able to see like all these old horror movies on the big screen.
Okay, and what's your favorite horror film?
That's a good question. I think Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
That's
Dream
my
Warriors.
favorite. Awesome. So that was my experience at Shock A Rama, and I'll tell you guys right now, what will keep me coming back to Shock A Rama is the experience of getting to see my favorite films on the big screen with people that love it just as much as I do. So guys, please go out there and support your local theaters, and remember, the horror's out there, you just gotta go find it. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you on the next one.